Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Today is Monday, the 24th of July, 2023. I hope you had a great weekend, safe weekend, that you and your family enjoyed the weekend, and that your family is safe and healthy along with yourself. Speaking of health, blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, who, along with first responders, are out here every day risking their lives to save lives. And those that pick up garbage to keep streets and sidewalks clean and disease-free. And those also that make important deliveries of things like food and water, as well as mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help, deliver, rescue, and recover teenagers and children who are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People who are also victims of pornography and child pornography, prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things. Double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts that create the industry. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children on the streets right now of the United States, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Today, I want to talk a lot about Julius Randle. I have to admit, even of myself, I've been unappreciative of what he does for the Knicks, in that and part of that was my desire to see Obi Toppin start and be the power forward for the Knicks. I was excited that they chose him. I mean, he was like my fourth choice that year, but I wanted Halliburton, I wanted Devin Vassell, but I wasn't, Obi was on the list, but I wasn't thinking they were going to choose him, but the Don thought otherwise and chose him. And when they did, I still was happy because I was thinking they were going to ship Julius Randle out of town and start with this rook, in Obi and go from there. Obviously, that's not what happened, but that was part of my frustration with Julius Randle because he was inefficient at the time. His attitude sucked, and I thought that his numbers were straight sugar candy that couldn't be translated to a winning team. I have to admit today, he has proven me wrong. His attitude still sucks at times, but in the league, they don't care about that unless you're fighting with coaches. If you're fighting with coaches and management, that's a problem. But if you just have a general Darth Vader type dark attitude, which Julius carries with him, they don't care about that as long as you're winning. And brethren, let me tell you something. Looking at the stats for Julius, the stats in terms of not just his own stats, but also in terms of his stats combined with other players, Julius shows out, man. There's no doubt. He shows out. He does. Almost every combination you put him with, except for RJ, he's positive. Okay. He's really good with Grimes and Quick. He's really good with Mitchell Robinson. He's actually not as good as I thought he was going to be with Brunson, but he's still good with Brunson. It's all positive. So his attitude stinks, and a lot of people, that want to be negative in Knicks Nation love to point out negatives. I wish all of y'all that harp on negatives as much as you do, and I see y'all on my channel. I hope somebody's harping on your negatives like that. Anyway, Randle is mostly positive, and I got to give him his props. Like I said, I don't like his attitude, but almost every lineup you place dude in, they're positive. They always end up scoring more than they're giving up. Okay. And I can't deny that. Now, of course, you're going to point out his playoff failures. Yes. He never showed up so far. In the two playoff series the Knicks were in, he did not play that good. Okay. But there is a strong possibility for him to turn that around this season. And the reason I say that is because while everybody's harping and been harping on Tibbs not playing the youth, all of those youth we were talking about are not youth anymore. Most of them are veterans now. So in the Knicks 2022-2023 season, the best lineups of the five-man lineups, the lineups that produce the most positive points or totals, Barrett, Brunson, Hartenstein, Quickly, and Toppin. Toppin drafted. Well, he got traded, but still, Quickly drafted. Hartenstein, 24 years old, free agent. And then Barrett drafted, we know number 3 overall. The best lineup, Toppin, McBride drafted. There's Hart. They traded for Hartenstein and Barrett. So, he's playing youth. Third best lineup, Grimes, McBride, Quickly, Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Of those 5 players, only Randle wasn't drafted. Okay, so so Tibbs has been playing the guys that we drafted, along with the guys that they signed as free agents like Brunson and Hartenstein, along with guys they traded for like Josh Hart. And so it's coming together. And so what I'm saying is Grimes, McBride, Quickly, Mitch Rob. At this point, all of those guys have upside. Which, when I say that, that means they're all going to get better. Some marginally better, some a lot better. And what I've noticed about Grimes and McBride in particular is the limitations you might appear to see with them has not much to do with them as players as much as with them with opportunity, minutes. Grimes takes about 9 shots a game. If we were able to get that to 15, you'd see an all-star type player, okay? And what would help him become that is RJ taking a step forward defensively. See, right now, Grimes has to guard the other team's best wing. That means the best 2 or the 3, Grimes is going to guard them. If it were possible that RJ could successfully guard those guys also, that helps Grimes. Okay, it would take away a little bit from RJ because players reserve, like Randle's notorious for reserving his energy for offense. But if RJ and Grimes could work together on the wing, which is why we were talking about OG Anunoby, RJ for OG, because OG is all NBA defense. And if you add him to Grimes, Grimes becomes better. Well, I'm hoping RJ takes a step forward. Because if he does, Grimes will become better. Because Grimes can use his energy now and get more shots. Okay? RJ gets about 16 shots a game last year. Okay? So he gets 16 and Grimes gets 9. Okay? I'm hoping really, if the Knicks would really show Grimes more shots and RJ less, it'd be a different team. A much better team. Okay? And this is what I mean when I say Randle has a chance to become better. Because all of these youngins around him are going to become better. Grimes, RJ, IQ, they're all going to become better. Now you adding Josh Hart and DiVincenzo to Hartenstein, who's now, coming into his second year with the Knicks. They're all going to become better. Okay. And then then you still got Jericho. You still got McBride. So the improvements in the guys around Julius. I'm not expecting Julius to how much can you improve on 25 and 10? With 4 assists a game, okay? He might be able to shoot the 3 a little bit better. I hope he does. But if we could just get that continued, the Knicks are going to be pretty daggone good. And so if you go into the playoffs and you got these other guys around him that are all got better and to become threats offensively and they're all improved, especially Grimes offensively and RJ defensively, you're going to have, the Knicks are going to be tough. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough to beat. And because if you can imagine now, if you can get 25 and 10 from Julius in the playoffs, the Knicks are going to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're definitely a threat for the Eastern Conference Finals. If you can get 25 and 10, everything else being equal, you get 25 and 10 from Julius in the playoffs. Now, some of y'all are going to be just negative and vomit on him and tell me, no, it's never going to happen. That's BS. It could happen, okay, because of how good everybody around him is. Now, if we don't get a step forward from RJ defensively, it could be tough. The Knicks are going to still be top 5 in the East. They're going to win 50-plus games, regardless. But we need RJ to take a step forward defensively. We need him also to become he doesn't have to be the most efficient guy, but he's got to be more efficient than he was. He's got to shoot better from the field than, he's been shooting, let's see, for his career, from the field, he's 42%. Last year, he was 43%. We need RJ to get closer to 47%. That's a sign of efficiency. He needs to get closer to 47% shooting from the field. Okay? Yes, we'd love him to shoot better than 31% from three. But if I can get a defensive improvement from him, and if I can get a better finisher, I'll take that this year. I'll take it. Okay? Because defensively, a better RJ makes a better Grimes. Because Grimes can use now his energy more offensively than he has to use defensively because he got help. Okay, so we need RJ to take a step forward. Now, one thing I'm hopeful about with regard to this is if RJ, which I think he's going to do, he's going to get those 9-10 minutes a game at the 4 spot. I think RJ is going to be very effective at the 4. I'm not worried about him being 6'6" or 6'7" if he grew or whatever. I don't think there's many 4s that can stay with him. I really don't. I just think that's what I'm saying. I need him to finish better. So if that happens, I think we'll be in good shape. So that's going to be important in his stats, in his confidence. And if you run lineups with Grimes at the 3 and RJ at the 4, especially with Mitchell Robinson, they're going to be good, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be good. So I'm looking for that improvement to step forward. That would help. Obviously, it's going to help the Knicks, going to help the team. But it'll help Julius become a better playoff performer if we can get a step up. Now, RJ, to be real about it, RJ is the most inefficient player on the Knicks during the season. But he becomes Broadway Barrett in the playoffs. He becomes Broadway Barrett. See? So that's the crazy thing. Julius shows out in the season and hides in the playoffs. RJ is the guy that can't shoot straight during the season, and in the playoffs he becomes Broadway Barrett, man. He turns. So if we can get both of those guys to show up during the season and in the playoffs, and that's how close the Knicks are. The Knicks lost in 6 games to Miami this past season. Okay, and it was real close to making it a 7-game series. Okay, so it's just a couple of things. And I'm believing that a couple of those things are fixing themselves, like the improvement I'm telling you about for Grimes. Brunson now getting used to running his own team for the second year. He's too highly IQ to not get better that way. He's going to. Then you got improvements from RJ. Hopefully we're looking for that. And then I'm very confident that Josh Hart, if used properly, he's not going to get, Josh Hart don't have a lot of upside. But what he is right now is good enough, especially if he's getting played between 20 and 30 minutes. He's going to be very effective. And then, of course, there's Dante DiVincenzo, who we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm feeling like he's coming into his prime, coming off a 40% shooting season from the 3. And he's going to get some wide open looks when he's on the floor. So, I'm really liking this, going for the Knicks right now. I'm cautiously very optimistic here. And I have a new appreciation for Julius Randle. His attitude sucks, and it's hard to watch. When he shows out and starts showing his behind in the middle of the floor like that, going at referees and acting out of control, it's hard to watch. So he will lose the Knicks. He's not going to change. He's at his height right now. He's going to lose the Knicks 3 or 4 games, but he's going to win the Knicks about 8 games just because he's going to dominate. He's going to come out one night. He's going to hit 5 threes, 4 threes. He's going to be playing defense, and he does this every year, and he's going to dominate. Okay, so there's going to be games like that. Fine. But if we can get improvements from these other ancillary players, like I said, the Grimes, the IQs, the RJ Barretts, and we can get improvements from them, which I'm pretty confident we will. Brethren, we're going to be in good shape. Listen, I don't know who it was, Vegas or whoever, talking about play-in. They said the same thing last year. They said the same thing. Everybody wants to sound like they smart by being negative on the Knicks. I'm being real on the Knicks. I told y'all 45 wins last season. We got 47. I told you they're going to be top 6 in the East. They were top 5. This year, let me tell you something. They're going to be at least top 5. They're going to win at least 50 games, especially if they don't suffer a whole rash of injuries. The most difficult injuries for the Knicks to overcome is either Mitchell Robinson or Julius Randle. That's it. Last year, Mitch Rob got hurt. They proceeded to lose like 4 or 5 in a row. Mitch Rob came back. They win 9 in a row. No coincidence. Okay, so and then Tom Thibodeau put Deuce in that lineup, took Evan Fournier out along with D Rose and Cam, and they start rolling. I feel like that's the same kind of situation. They can afford to lose RJ. They can afford to lose Grimes. They can afford to lose a lot of guys. But really, Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, and Randle. Those are your important guys. Because Randle's down, you got to go with a small ball lineup. Some of y'all think Nathan Knight's going to play. No. It's going to be RJ, and then you're going to back up RJ with either Hartenstein or Jericho Sims. It's a pecking order. Y'all should know this. In Tom Thibodeau's system, there's a pecking order. Okay? And once he establishes it, ain't nobody changing it. Okay? So ain't no Nathan Knight coming from two-way contract going to get any major minutes. And forget Isaiah Roby, please. So these guys will play. If they're playing, we're in bad shape. I'll tell you that right now. We're in bad shape. I had one dude say that he thinks Nathan Knight's going to be an all-star. Let me help you. First of all, get some help. Second of all, Nathan Knight and Isaiah Roby are close to their last chance in the NBA. That's where we are with these two guys. That's why they got signed cheap. Okay? And they're either going to be at the end of the bench or in the G League. And they're going to get their minutes. They're going to get their little 15 minutes to shine. And we'll see what happens. But don't expect miracles here, okay? I know he's 6'10", 235. You know how many guys that size in the NBA? So anyway, yeah, there's that. But overall, the Knicks going to be really good, man. And Julius Randle, he's really, I mean, come on. If we can get him to show off in the playoffs just a little bit. Maybe not even 25-10. Give me 23-9, 23-8 in the playoffs on efficient shooting. It's going to be rough. They are. So, anyway, yeah, I got appreciation for just the Julius Randle appreciation video. Yeah, he got bad attitude, but dude plays. In almost every combination you see him on the floor, he plays, and he plays well. Yeah, please, with Randle, with the starting lineup, they're +8. You put Randle with, it's Randle, Quickly, Hartenstein, Grimes, Brunson +16. It's ridiculous. Randle, Quickly, Hartenstein, Brunson +11. That's what I'm saying, man. These guys are rough, man. So, -32 is Randle, Hartenstein, Grimes, Brunson, and Barrett. -18, Randle, Barrett, Brunson, Sims, Quickly. See? They're not as good together. But Randle, yeah, the results are what matter in the league, y'all. Yes, we want him to play better in the playoffs, but let's get them 50+ wins and get that position in first. One step at a time. Okay? Y'all enjoy your Monday. So